Welcome, 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 everyone. Welcome to those live Zoom interactive and welcome to those on demand. Let's take a wonderful deep breath in, a moment of appreciation for rocking up. And then straight in with our pat downs as we prime our minds and body in this precious moment. Just bringing our attention to the now. And really taking a moment to connect with the mind and body right here. So patting all over, breathing into it. And then not forgetting those kidneys. Fantastic. And then we take it to that next level with some drumming. So let's get nice and firm. Let's get the blood flow up, get the circulation going. And again, it's a reminder to check in with the muscles. Note how they're feeling, note how much stronger they're getting, note what areas you need to work more on. And those glutes, nice deep breaths. Fantastic. And then we come to those forearms. And again, just note any tenderness there. Remember, everything we do involves picking up, putting down, and those forearm extensors work really hard to facilitate that. And then biceps and triceps. Same on the other arm, breathing into it, giving it a good pummeling there. And those triceps. And then we go for those traps. So again, a reminder, this is all about that range of movement there. So even if it's singular, but give them a good pummeling. A reminder that we carry a lot of tension and stress here. So a good pummeling is in order. So nice deep breaths, breathing into it. Fantastic. And then we come around to our gut, our second brain. Again, just noting any tenderness, any bloating here, paying attention to your gut. And of course, it's a reminder that everything we think and feel is on this perpetual loop. Nice deep breaths. A moment to be mindful of our inner dialogue. And then slowly coming up the chest. As we come to that acupuncture point there, just below the clavicle, wishbone on that pad of muscles, your beautiful pectorals, those fabulous chest muscles. Nice deep breaths. And then the same on the other side. Fantastic. And then we have our mad 10 seconds. Let's go, pump those legs. Let's get those calf pumps in. Picking up those feet, shaking those arms, shake that head. Maybe not too much. As hard as you can. And then stand there and just appreciate that amazing feeling in the body, tingling all over, that real connection between mind and body right here in this moment. Welcome, everyone. So let's grab something for our halos. Show me what your variety is. I'm going for a ball today. So we've got rollers, balls. I love seeing the rollers. Just need to see if you a few more a little bit earlier on them. Let's go 4. Oh yes, nothing like a piece of wood as well. Keeping it real in the garden. Let's go 4. And for 3, 2, and 1, and then change direction. So let's get that forward and backward movements in as well. Really important for our spatial awareness. Again, it's that neurotransmitters, just getting the brain to be reactive and responsive. Embrace your warrior for 2. Fantastic. Let's walk around on our heels as we work through all the major joints of the body. So flexing those toes up towards the shin and then rocking between the big toe and the little toe. backwards and forwards, spreading the weight between the big toe and the little toe, firing up those tendons and ligaments, those precious tendons and ligaments through the feet, rocking into it. Let's get some doubles, standing strong in our posture for 2 and for 1. Let's pick up those feet. Let's get some diagonals in. A little reminder that when you're out in the street, the pavements are generally not level, and we want to be able to move effectively and efficiently by being responsive, picking up those feet. Let's get those calf pumps in as well. Bring in the blood flow up, circulation, oxygen through the body for 4, 3, 2, and for 1. Fabulous. Let's take our FBA, sky hooks to the ceiling, lengthen that neck, lengthen that spine, ground the feet, big toe, little toe, heels into the ground. Start tightening all the muscles as you pull up that wetsuit of muscles, super tight to the bone. Let's roll our shoulder blades back and down, embrace our warrior corset, our corset of muscle wrapping around the torso. Let's squeeze through the shoulder blades and take 3 deep breaths from the belly. Breath in. Big, long exhale. With a sigh if you've got it. 2 more. Breath in. Last 1. Fantastic. Let's take our power pose. As we squeeze through the shoulder blades, press the chest out, squeezing those shoulder muscles, biceps, triceps, forearms, fists, clenching, squeezing the legs super tight to the bone, and hold solid for 5, 4, 3, 2, and for 1. And give that a little shake out. Fantastic. Let's stand strong in our warrior, in our posture. Going to bring the arms to the front, and we're going to turn the thumbs out as you push up onto those toes and back to the heels. Breath in, exhale, drive the whole front chain of the body forward and then back to the heels. Breath in, opening up that chest, squeezing through those shoulder blades and back to the front. 1 more, drive it out, hold, turn those thumbs out and release it. Then we take it into a swing. So we're going to swing down, swing up, and circle those arms. Swing down, swing up, and circle those arms. So we're really driving those shoulder blades back to the pocket, mobilizing all the joints of the body. You get relaxed into it. 2 more. Drive the hips back. Swing through those arms. Last 1. Drive the hips back and swing through those arms. Fabulous. Hips. Standing in your FBA. Let's take the leg out to the side, toe tap and hinge. Pause there. Push off that heel. Open the hip. Toe tap. Drive the hips back into that side lunge and stand tall. 2 more. Opening up the hip, toe tap, side lunge, push the hips back, stand tall, opening up the hip, toe tap, and side lunge. Stand tall, hip circles, drive the hips forward, side and back, really squeezing the glutes as you press the hips forward. Remember, when we squeeze the glutes, you open up the hips for 3, 2, and for 1, pause there, and then drive it through in all 4 directions, squeezing the glutes as the hips come forward for 3, 2, and for 1. Lovely. Hands on ears, let's walk. Elbows to the front. Exhale, drop the shoulder blades back down into their pocket. Breath in. Exhale, dropping them back into their pockets. Press the chest out. Lovely. 2 more. Breath in. Exhale, press out, hold it, push the chest out, squeeze the elbows back. Last one on the spot. Exhale, push the shoulders back, drive the chest out, embrace your warrior corset and release it. Roll the shoulder blades back and down. Thumbs come out, warrior arm. Turn the left thumb down, turn your head to the right thumb. Stretch those fingertips and keep the shoulders down. Right thumb down, left thumb up. Stretching, pulling in your core at the same time. 2 to go, left thumb down, right thumb up, shoulder blades back and down. Last one, rotating those wrists, stretching, turning that head, and then back to the center, both thumbs up, and drop the shoulders down, small circles for 4, 3, 2, and for 1. Lovely. Heels of the feet together, toes out 10 to 2. Let's put our hands on our hips so we can really connect with those joints there. Lovely. Let's roll the shoulder blades back and down. Warrior is on, corset tight, glutes active. We're going to take the clock. So take a breath in, nose to the ceiling, and slowly. 1, 2, pause at 3, 4, 5, pause at 6, 7, 8, pause at 9, 10, 11, pause at 12. Breath in, let's go for 11, 10, pause at 9, 8, 7, pause at 6, 5, 4, pause at 3, 2, 1, pause at 12, and then head into neutral. Maintain your warrior corset, glutes active. Gently turn the head to the left. Keep pushing the shoulder blades back, chest out, warrior on. Slowly lower the chin to the center of the chest. Pause here. And then slowly across to the other side. Pause. Back to the center. Pause. And then head into neutral. Wonderful. Let's give those wrists a little jiggle. So if you've just joined us for the warm-up, well done. Get your mobility in, super important. And then gently press those fingers back. Same on the other side. And then T-Rex hands for those tendons and ligaments. Welcome, everyone. So excited. Let's get ready. Make sure you've got a couple of books for a couple of different exercises in the middle. So let's grab our weights, our tins, our 1 kilo weights. We're going to go straight out with our bicep curls. Remember, you can go forward, backwards, diagonal. It's just 4 little steps. Let's get our FBA on, warrior on, arms ready. Let's go. So we're pumping those arms. Again, just getting that blood flow up, getting those joints working, and really getting the blood flow around to all those tendons and ligaments. Remember, they are so precious, and we want to make sure that we don't head into injury. So warming up is equally as important as cooling down. This is us preparing our bodies for the work to follow. So shoulder blades back and down. Remember to lead by that clavicle. Let's strike out those heels and focus on a little glute squeeze as we go. Some little diagonals in. Let's pump those arms. Let's squeeze those biceps. So don't just swing the arms around, squeeze the biceps. We've got to fire them up, get that blood flow pushing through those muscles on the spot, picking up those knees. Warrior is on in 3, 2, 1. Warrior on, FBA, gentle side bends. So remember, we're just warming up, so don't force it. Make sure you're squeezing those glutes for that lower body tabletop support, and you're embracing that warrior corset to protect the lower back. Last 2 and for 1. Hands on shoulders. We're going singles diagonally to the side. Let's go. Push out, hold, bring it in. Push out, hold, bring it in. Embrace your warrior. Lovely. Engage through those shoulder blades. Really mentally go there. So it just forces those muscles to just react a little bit more and get that engagement. Let's go. 4 like this. Pushing it out to the side. Drive the fist out. Pull the elbow in. And for 2 and for 1. On the spot. Doubles. Hold it here. Engage through the upper back and the chest. Bring 1 in. Push it out. Bring 1 in. Push it out. Both to the shoulders and 1 more set. Push out, hold. Engage through the back and the chest. Look for that support through the upper body. Pull 1 in. Push it out. Pull 1 in. Push it out. And gently bring them both in. Lovely. Side bends. This time, elbow comes up and the other arm comes out, and change. Elbow up, slide it out, and change. Warrior on. Engage the core. Remember that sheet of glass in front and sheet of glass behind. Last one, and rest it down. Upright rows. Let's zip up that hoodie and then open it at the top. Drop the shoulder blades into their pocket and zip it all the way down. Zip up that hoodie, hold. Open up the top part of that hoodie and then press it all the way down. And again, breath in, elbows come up. Let's open at the top. Warrior on and pull it down. And again, let's go. Zip it up. Open it at the top. Push the hoodie down. Last one on the spot. Zip it up. Open it at the top. Press it down and rest the weights there. Lovely. So last set, 1 arm up, 1 down. Push away and pull it back in. Change. Push away and pull it back in. Change. 1 up, 1 down. Back to the shoulders. 1 up, 1 down. Back to the shoulders. 2 more. Push away in both directions. Beautifully executed. Push away and rest it down. Elbows at a right angle. Create a gap. Let's go. Externally rotate. Squeeze through the back and bring them to the front. Let's walk with it. Push the chest out. Squeeze through the back and bring it back in. Push the arms out, squeeze through the back and bring it back in. These external rotations are vital to protect those little muscles through the back. 3 to go. Push out, hold, and bring it back in. Let's squeeze the chest and through the back. On the spot, 1 more. Push out, hold, and bring it back in. And rest your weights down. Grab yourself a quick drink. We're going to do a rotation at the wall. So stepping away from the wall, approximately 2 feet away, 2 shoe sizes away. Arms come up. We're going to go as wide as we can. Let's take a breath in and out. We're going to lift the chest, squeeze the glutes, feet stay facing to the front, rotate round, pause. Back to the front. Lift the weight. Spread the weight between the big toe and little toe. Rotate round, pause. And back to the front. 2 more. Lift the waist. Warrior on. Rotate. And just know if you are clawing at the toes, honestly, there is no right or wrong way. It's just noting what's going on. Lift the waist. Rotate. Pause here. And then back to the front. Fantastic. Okay, so picking up your weight, we're going to do bird dog and squat. Squat into a bird dog. But I'd like to invite you to either hold both weights in one hand if you got one, or hold on to a 2. But I've obviously got little handles here. So we're going to do that squat. So we come down, pause. So now remember, it might be a light weight, but it's one weight on one side. So load both legs, stand up, and then bird dog, all off one leg. Back to your FBA. Hinging, pause here. Let's load, big toe, little toe, heel. Stand up into bird dog and stand in your FBA. Down in the squat, pause. Loading both legs, squeeze the thighs and glutes. Warrior on. And then stand into your FBA. Down in the squat, pause. Loading both legs, squeeze the glutes. Warrior on, pause, and stand into that leg. One more. Down in the squat, pause. Loading both legs, squeeze the glutes. Into your bird dog, single leg deadlift, and stand strong and rest it down. Lovely. Change hands. Very nice. So remember that warrior corset is all about that stability when you take it into that single leg. Changing hands. FBA. Breath in and out. In 3, 2, 1. Down in the squat. Pause. Loading both legs, stand strong, warrior on, single leg, and stand into your FBA. Lovely. Down in the squat, pause, chest up, loading both legs, warrior on, single leg, and stand in your FBA. So it's okay to toe tap. Remember, everybody's going to be different. Pause. Loading both legs, squeeze the glutes. You can do a toe tap, a little lift, or drive the leg back and stand strong. 3 to go. Down in the squat, pause. Loading both legs, squeeze the glutes. Warrior is on, the weight comes out towards the foot. And then back to base. One more. Down in the squat, load the legs, stand strong. Keep the weight close to that front leg and then stand strong. Nicely done. Let's put the weight down. Let's grab our books. Let's go for that single leg. So just as a reminder, these can be done on your step as well, any steps. So we're going to stand onto it. Make sure you're nice and firm there. So I'm going to drop down. So that's that hip hitcher. Going to load the foot that we stand on and squeeze the glute. Step down, pause. That's that hip hitcher. Load this leg and stand strong. Down, pause. Push through the big toe heel. Stand into it. Squeeze that glute hard at the top. Down, pause. Drop the hip out and stand into that leg. Squeeze the glute. Down, hip out. Lovely. Pull up through your FBA. Stand strong in that leg. Squeeze the glute. 2 to go. Down, pause, hip out, and squeeze the glute to come up. Nicely done. Down, pause, hip out, and load that leg to come up and step off. Very nice. So again, remember, all these little exercises protect our knees. So the stronger your calves are, the stronger your quads and hamstrings and glutes, the more support and protection to those knees. So let's get ready. Drop that hip out. Warrior on, FBA, stand into that leg, squeeze the glute, and step down and drop the hip out. Load this leg, squeeze the glute, and step down and drop the hip. Lovely. Push through that standing leg all the way to the top and then lower down. Nicely done. Standing into that leg, squeeze the glute, step down, drop the hip, load this leg, squeeze the glute, and drop down and drop the hip out. Lovely. Push through that standing leg, squeeze the glute, lower down, drop the hip. 2 more. Push through this leg, squeeze the glute, lower down and drop the hip. 1 more time. Push through this leg, squeeze the glute, lower down and drop the hip. So we're going to do a variation on that now. So I'll do it sideways on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick the foot up because I really want you to get that load. Pick it up, stand into it and kick that heel out, arms out, hinge, step down and we'll repeat. All right. So again, just work with what you can comfortably. So standing side on, let's go. Step up into it. Kick the heel out. Hinge. You don't have to go very far. Push through the big toe heel. Stand tall and step down. Nice. Step up. Stand into the glute. Heel out. Hinge. Warrior on. Stand into that leg. Step down and step off. Really nice. And again, step up. Load that glute. Hinge. Pause, stand into that leg, step down, step off. Very nice. Step up, load that leg, kick the heel out, hinge. Stand into that leg and step down. One more time. Step up, load the leg, heel out, hinge, warrior on, stand into that leg and step off. Fabulous. So we're going to repeat on the other side. Really nice. So already you should be starting to feel that glute really firing up now. So warrior on, jiggle around, find your natural stance. Step up, load that leg, heel out, warrior, hinge. You're going to find one side's a little bit easier than the other. Step down and step off. Step up, use that glute. Hinge, heel out, warrior on, stand into that leg, step down, step off, step up, load that glute, heel out, hinge, warrior on, stand into that leg, step down, step off. Really good. And again, step up, use the glute, heel out, hinge, warrior on, stand into that leg, step down and step off. One more time. Step up, squeeze the glute, heel out, hinge, warrior on, and stand up, step down and step off. Fabulous. Let's move those out the way. Well done. All right, so I'm sure you felt those. Let's grab a quick drink. Give yourself some little hip circles if you need to. So let's grab a weight. I'm going to do a 3. So we're going to do our overhead. So if you've got a couple of ones, you can hold them together, or a 2, whatever works for you. So let's jiggle around, find our natural stance. Toe tap when we're ready. Rest the weight on the shoulder. Knee comes up or stay in toe tap. Push up, hold. Over to the other shoulder. Breath in. Exhale, push up, hold, and over to the other shoulder. Exhale, push. Pull it down to the other shoulder. Exhale, warrior on, and to the other shoulder. Let's make sure that leg you're standing on is super FBA. Warrior on, push up and pull back down. 2 to go. Push up, hold, back to the shoulder, push up, hold, and back to the shoulder and rest it down. If you didn't wobble, I'd be a little concerned. You're getting too good. All right, so we're going to change legs. So again, always one side is easier than the other. And also when the brain just sort of switches off for a split second is when we wibble wobble. So find your natural stance. Toe tap when you're ready. Squeeze that standing glute. Bring the knee up and let's go. Breath in. Exhale, push up and to the other shoulder. Exhale, push and pull it down. Exhale, push and pull it down. Exhale, push and pull it down. So keep the weight between the big toe and the little toe and the heel. Squeeze that calf, thigh, front and back. And a good squeeze in the glute. Exhale, warrior. Pull it down. 3 to go. Exhale, warrior. And pull it down. 2 more. Push up, hold. Pull it down. Push up, hold. And pull it down and rest it down. Very nice. Okay, so if you've got the roller, use that. Otherwise, find something or just visualize picking that leg up and back. So we're not going to do any toe taps on this one. So I'm going to use the ball for over my head just for a little bit more of a challenge, or you can just have your arms here. It's really up to you. So warrior on, jiggle around, standing strong in your FBA, arms up. Let's go, straight leg over the top and all the way back. Lovely. Over the top and all the way back. So we're really lifting out of that FBA, lifting out of that warrior corset. Try not to put too much weight on that foot. And lift that hip flexor. Squeeze the glute you're standing on. Lifting out of that waist. 3 to go. Lift, toe tap. Lift, toe tap. 1 more. Lift, toe tap. Lift and rest it down. Excellent. So we're going to change legs. Same thing. So again, always noting the difference from one side to the other. And that's another reason why we do single leg strength work and why we do our strength training sessions. So jiggle around, find your natural stance. Warrior is on, squeeze the glutes, and let's begin. Knee up, toe tap, knee up, toe tap. Lift that hip flexor, engage your lower core. Use the standing leg glute and tap down. Lovely. Lift, toe tap. Lift, toe tap. Keep lifting up. Lift, toe tap. Lift, toe tap. So it can always just be a knee lift if you're finding that full leg lever difficult. 4, 5 to go. Lift, toe tap. Lift, toe tap. 3 more. Squeeze the glute. Lift, toe tap. Lift, toe tap. Last one. Lift, toe tap. And rest it down. Fantastic. Well done. Great effort. So let's put that back. So hands up if you found one side easier than the other. Yeah, generally we do. Generally we do. As I said, doesn't mean you're not good at it or anything. It's just an observation in the body. So let's have a little set of skater with a hip hop. So let's take our arms to the side. In 3, 2, 1. Skate out, hold, knee lift, hip hop. 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 Lovely. Skate out, hold. Use that glute. Knee lift, hip hop. Skate out, hold. Knee lift, hip hop. Well done. Skate out, hold. Knee lift, hip hop. 2 more. Skate out, hold. Knee lift, hip hop. Last one. Skate out, hold, knee lift, hip hop. Excellent, excellent. All right, so we're going to do a squat, leg raise. Okay, so remember, it's all about down the outside of that leg and that glute. Make sure you're embracing your warrior corset. Breath in and out. Find your natural stance. Let's go. Down in the squat, single leg. Again, using the other leg this time. Down in the squat, single leg. Excellent. Toe down. Down in the squat. Lift out of that body. down in the squat, lift out of that body, beautifully executed. Down in the squat, lift, strong leg to the side, down in the squat, stand strong into that leg, really feel it in that glute. Down in the squat, stand strong in that leg, 4 to go, down in the squat, lift out of that waist, well done, down in the squat, lift, squeeze the glute, down in the squat, lift, and rest that down. Excellent. So let's grab a little drink. Those glutes should be really starting to fire up and be a bit burning now. Let's use that warrior corset for support. So this time, I'm going to do all off one leg and then all off the other. Same thing. Find your natural stance. Warrior is on. Let's go. Down in the squat, lift, hold. Down in the squat, lift, hold. So we're really standing, pushing up off both feet. Remember, loading both legs. Squeeze both glutes at the top as you lift that leg out. Down in the squat, lift that waist. Excellent. Flex that foot and bring the toes to that shin. Fabulous. 5. Standing into that leg. 4. Squeezing that glute, both of them. And for 3, lifting up. Well done. 2 to go. Squeeze that glute. Last one. And squeeze and hold. And rest it down. Great. So yes, you definitely felt that. You definitely felt that. Well done. So they're really firing up. And it's great that you're connecting with your glutes. Honestly, it's going to make such a big difference to our day-to-day life. So let's jiggle around, find our natural stance, and all off the other leg. Breath in and out. Let's go. Down in the squat, strong through both legs. Well done. Hinging, loading both legs. Remember, squeeze the glutes at the top. Nice. Down in the squat. Lift, lift, lift. Down in the squat. Lift, lift, lift. Fabulous. Down in the squat. Load both legs and squeeze those glutes. Down in the squat and stand into that single leg. 4 to go. Down in the squat, loading both legs. Fabulous. Down in the squat, stand into it. 2 more. Down in the squat, stand into that leg. Last one. Down in the squat and stand into that leg. Excellent. Give those hips a little circle. Very, very nice. So we've got time for a set of tightrope. So it's forward, back, and then we'll do with our eyes closed. So remember, eyes closed is optional. You can always use the wall or a worktop to assist you. Okay, looking straight ahead. FBA, warrior is on. Let's go. Heel to toe, heel to toe, heel to toe, heel to toe. 2 more. Heel to toe, heel to toe. Slowly back. Warrior on. Come on, get that engagement through the back, through the chest, through the core. 2 more. All the way back and pause with a gap. Pause. Pick the knee up. Pause. Put the foot down. Get that weight shift. And then knee up. 2 more. Whole foot down. Lean into that front glute. Excellent. 1 more. Knee lift. Let's take it back with a gap. Load the big toe heel. Stand into that leg knee lift. Create that gap. Slow as you stand into that back leg. Can't move until you've got all the weight in that back leg. Knee up. 1 more. All the way back. Knee up. And rest it down. Okay, so quick set. Forward 4, forward, back 4, eyes open and then closed. FBA, warrior is on. Let's go. Heel to toe, heel to toe, heel to toe, heel to toe. Take it back. Toe to heel, toe to heel, toe to heel, toe to heel. Now we're going to slow it down. Eyes closed. Forward 1, 2, 3, 4. Slowly back. 4, whoop, 3, 2, and 4, 1. Okay. Well, I didn't manage it all the way back that time. Who managed forward and back? Hands up. Yeah, good. Well done. So it's a bit 50-50. I get that. All right. So we've got time for a tree pose. So let's choose our position. It can be toe, ankle, knee, or inner thigh. Arms come up. FBA, looking straight ahead, standing super strong in your posture. Focus on your breath out, and I'll keep track of the time. And for 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, and 1. And relax that. So we're going to repeat that on the other side. Honestly, I can't believe that time just goes so quickly. All right, jiggle around, find your natural stance. Ankle, toe, ankle, knee, inner thigh. FBA, warrior on, looking ahead, and I'll keep track of the time. Focus on your breath out. And for 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, and 1. And release it. Well done, everyone. So let's go for a calf stretch. You've got a choice. You can do the big one step behind, or bring the heel into the wall, flex the toes up to the shin. We're going to press into the wall, arms up if you've got it. Let's just hold it here, and a reminder that this is a very deep stretch and should only be done when the muscles are really warm and pliable. So let's just breathe into it. Fabulous. And then change legs. And remember, all the short stretches can be done throughout the day. It's always good to have a little check-in with yourself. So if you're doing it against the wall, press the hip to the wall. You can get your arms up. This is always a good test of those shoulder retractions right here. Breathing into it. And release it. Let's kick the heel out. Let's drive our hips back. Place our hands on that supporting thigh, or if you can, reaching down to that toe. Keep pushing the hip back. If you can reach your toe, flex those toes towards the shin so you get a deeper calf stretch and that hamstring. And just breathe into it. And then gently changing legs. Well, time flies, lovely ladies, when you're having so much fun. So well done to you. And let's just really appreciate how valuable stretching is at the end of the day, because when you've worked out, you've shortened and tightened those muscles. And in order for them to maintain a certain length, then a little short stretch is important to bring them back to their natural state. And then slowly up. Let's go quads. So warrior on, knee up, slide that foot to the bottom. Let's take a breath in. Let's squeeze the glutes, press the hip forward. And I'm sure if you did strength training yesterday, you can feel those quads a little bit more today. Well done, breathing into it. So if you haven't had a chance to do one of the Mix It Up classes, I highly recommend them. Remember, the Mix It Up month is just a variety of different exercises. Some you'll love, some you'll hate, but that's the nature of the game. And generally the ones we hate are usually the ones we really, really need. So we need to kind of get our heads around that. So let's release that. Well done. So let's take those legs astride. Take a deep breath in. Big scoop up into our self-love hugs. Yes, yes, yes. A moment of appreciation for everything you've done. And then we have our affirmations. We say them with love, positivity, imprinting it in our nervous system, how worthy we are. Here we go. I am, through exercise, feeling good about myself. I am, through exercise, feeling good about myself. With your dance, I am, through exercise, feeling good about myself. Yes! Well done, everyone. Don't forget your feedback. It's not just for me, it's for you as well. I want to imprint how well you're doing. Have a wonderful day, morning, noon, or night, wherever you are. Much love. And I'll see you in the next one. Lots of love. Take care. Bye, lovely people.